pedigree, heart, speed. Creatine, lifetime earnings of over $2 million. Built for excellence.
Creatine has the lead. They're coming down to the line. Creatine!
It's still Creatine there by 2 lengths, and Creatine wins pillar to post.
Creatine, standing at Diamond Creek Farm.
Derick Giwner along with Matt Rose here at DRF headquarters to talk about Woodbine Mohawk Park this weekend. On Friday night they have 2 series finals, the Blizzard and the Snowshoe, so we're going to put all our focus on that. It is Friday, February 1st, so it's start of the new month. You ended January on a great note with another big winner, huh?
Yeah, you know what? I gave another winner out of the Meadowlands. 2 weeks in a row. I gave a $20 horse, a $10 horse. This one I actually did okay with at the windows. The other one I kind of screwed up, Tuxedo Bay. So we're going to start a new month, a new country, I guess, because we're going to focus on more
good prices, right?
You know what? I'm going to give 2 more winners, but I don't think they're going to be huge prices. But we're going to hook them up, a couple of exactas, and go from there.
We're going to start in race number 5 on Friday at Woodbine Mohawk Park. It is the Blizzard Final, a little over 36,000 on the Canadian end. We have a nice 10-horse field here with the favorites, the 2 and the 3, Lions Hedgebet and Spring Bridge Vision.
It's one word.
They kind of look like the standouts of the group.
I wouldn't say they're standouts, but they're certainly the 2 horses that deserve the most attention here. Both been racing superb, both draw well, and clearly the race goes through one of them. Not going to get a huge underlay price on any of these horses. I think you get a decent value, maybe an 8-5 or 9-5 favorite in here. I'm going to stick with the Springbridge Vision.
Those 2 hooked up last week in one of the divisions of the Blizzard, and we're going to show you that replay right now. You got along the inside Lions Hedgebet, and on the outside Springbridge Vision. I can't say that horse's name, but he's on the outside, and he's going to gut it out here.
Yeah, we saw a pretty slow, well, we didn't see a pretty slow opening splits, and Lions Hedgebet brushed to the lead. Was still able to raid on the turn, and you see Spring Bridge Vision, who came first up from last after the smoke cleared early and is just able to keep grinding by. You see Louis Philippe Roy on Sand Artist, Shake Free, finished okay, nothing impressive, but he was also used early. I think he could be a factor in here. But Springbridge Vision, you know what? That was a pretty solid uncovered effort. That's 3 solid efforts in a row. And looking at Harness Eye past performance comments, I see the word strongest gamist in his last 3 wins. And even though the margins were a couple of necks, it's still pretty impressive when a horse can overcome adversity and still dig in at the wire. So good post, sharp form, won't be an overwhelming favorite. And that's where I'm going to head with Springbridge Vision.
I actually went the same way as you in here.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You know what? There's no substitute for a horse that's sharp and a horse that likes to win. And this horse clearly is feeling good right now and wants to win races. And he came uncovered and beat Lions Hedgebet. I mean, he only won by a neck, but
pretty comfortably.
He beat him pretty comfortably. I mean, that was a very comfortable neck. And I don't see a way to go back to Lions Hedgebet after Springbridge Vision won like that last time, so I had to go that way. Sand Artist was interesting in that he showed some early speed and finished up the mile nicely. I guess if he's in a good spot, he's a horse I would consider.
Yeah, you know what? He yielded to Lions Hedgebet and was still right there at the end. Got beat 3/4 of a length or so.
If you're
decent
getting
enough
6-1 or 8-1 on that one versus 7-5 on Springbridge Vision, I would say, you know what, I would take a shot.
Another interesting horse, the 10, Charms Little Sis. She's been razor sharp. She got beat ahead in her 2 Blizzard tries off tough uncovered trips. The only problem here is the 10 hole. I mean, I'm definitely going to use her. Can Randy Waples maybe get some speed out of her? I don't know. But if she drew inside, she'd be one of the prime contenders here.
I know some people don't like to look at it, but I just think, those horses aren't fast enough. I mean, we haven't seen a mile that's quick enough that can go with what Springbridge Vision has done in 55 miles, I just don't see the 9 and 10 being fast enough, even though they're, finished first and second in their division last time. So I think we have 2 votes of confidence here for
Springbridge Vision. I'll use Lions Hedge a Bet logical, Sandar's logical, and like I said, I'll try to slide Charms will Assist from the 10 hole in there somewhere.
We're going to move on to race number 7 on the card. It's the Snowshoe Final. This one goes for a bit over $40,000, and we have another field of 10 here. You don't see on the screen is the 11, which is an AE Dreamfair Charo, because quite frankly, we can't talk about a horse that's not drawn into the race yet.
In theory, he could get in. Anyway,
but we can't talk about the possibility of a horse that's an AE winning the race.
No.
Just letting you know, there was an AE in the race. If one of these horses scratched, he'll move into that post position. But we have a nice field of 10 here.
3 and 4-year-old colts and geldings, pacers.
To me, this field is much more wide open in my eyes than the other final.
Yeah, I have check marks next to like 5 or 6 horses. Where I settled was, I guess you could say, on the very, very slight morning line favorite, 7-2. Strange to see a 7-2 morning line favorite. That's the 3 between the sheets. You know what? He came out of what I thought was a more impressive elimination last week. We're going to see the replay, I believe?
We're going to look at a couple of the replays.
Okay.
First, we'll look at the win by Feisty Fireball, who won his elimination by a head here. And he's the 5 who's, kind of in between horses. He pulled out, and he's going to come at him. And very game mile by him. Yeah,
we were kind of souring him last week going into the second leg of the Snowshoe. But to be honest with you, I wasn't really impressed with anybody in this division. And
I like the fact that he dug in game where he had horses on both sides of him, and he kind of put them away. I mean, sometimes horses will give in towards the end of the mile, and he wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, but like we'll see the other split, which went almost I think 2 full seconds faster than that division. I wasn't really impressed with anybody in that race. You had our Bazinga, who's just burning money. Was Barbados in that race? Barbados in that race has just been off. Money burner. Real money burner last 2 starts. I'm going to lean towards the horses that came out of the other division, namely Panther Sealster, Between the Sheets.
Well, we'll take a look at that division for you right now with Between the Sheets and his victory here.
Yeah, Between the Sheets did all the work, uncovered into a pretty decent third quarter. Was able to secure the front here, and I like how under moderate urging, he just keeps digging to the wire. Legal better, he had to circle wide, but he had every right to go by, and he didn't. And you know what? I guess Doug McNair gets along well with this horse. That's 2 wins in a second, his last 3 starts that he was driving. Another decent post inside, and you know what? In a race where you can go a lot of different angles, again, there won't be any big favorite here. I'm going to look for a moderate, maybe 2-1, 5-2, hopefully in Between the Sheets, and I hope he can come right back.
One of the reasons why I'm not going Between the Sheets here, and I know you're probably happy about that, is because you're going to get the 2-1, 5-2 here, and we keep talking about how wide open of a race this race is. I did happen to like Feisty Fireball. I thought it was a really game effort. Mm-hmm. That's, however, not the way I went. I'm going to take a flyer here with the 5, How Mac Diamond. If you go 2 back, he won the Snowshoe first leg, in a nice time of 54 and change. Last week, got a little bit too far back. Closed in, wasn't overly impressive, obviously, but here we're getting a trainer change here and a new driver as well, and it's a high percentage barn, 22%. I think sometimes that's all it takes is a different set of eyes looking at a horse. We know the horse is already fast enough. He's 5-1 in the morning line. Should be a reasonable price here.
Yeah, unless the sneaky people are all over a barn change. I liked this horse last week, coming off his game win in leg 1. You know what? He got buried early last week. Kind of got shuffled, had to come out, rallied wide. Like I said, finished okay, but again, didn't impress me. Was just gaining on some other tired horses. That's why I jumped ship, but I could see anybody with a barn change.
That's one of the reasons why I'm also on him, is the mat off angle.
But I've been hot recently.
75% hitting angle, the mat off angle. Listen, we've said it's a wide open field. There's 5 or 6 horses that can win this race, and he's, in my opinion, he's one of them, and he should be one of the better prices of the group, I would think.
Okay. Well, I'm going with Between the Sheets, spread underneath. Definitely using How Mac Diamond. I'm going to toss Barbados. I've just been disappointed. Our Bazinga, Legal Better, another horse that takes money every week. You'll get a decent price on that horse. I see low prices everywhere here.
You'll probably get percentage barn too.
You'll probably get 10-1 on him on a horse that takes money every week and is right there every week. But I'm going to look for inside and between the sheets. Doug McNair on his way to another stellar 2019 season, hopefully. There's my call.
So Matt's going to be between the sheets in race number 7. Number 3, I'm going with number 5, How Mac Diamond. And those are the 2 finals at Mohawk on Friday night, February the 1st. Hope you have a great month. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll be back next week.
Bye.